Hello and welcome to Integrative Wisdom Recap Friday. I'm Verna Fisher, your soul catalyst. So, I went back over my clipboard to see what we did talk about this week. By the way, see that candle back there? That's my decade candle. I started that January 1st, 2020, thinking, here we are, a brand new decade. Well, so far, this decade is going wild. But anyway, there you go. Monday, today's office view. I talked about having a toolbox or a first aid kit, something that you have in your hand that you can use, pull things out, tools and practices to help you as you go about your work day. So the idea that you are not bombarded without having anything to kind of help you get yourself back into a good place of equilibrium so that you can do the good work that you're there to do. So if you make your space more conducive to your well-being, if there are little things that you can do within your space in the environment, but also how you can bring yourself to that place so that you feel more centered, more grounded, more able to handle the slings and arrows of the day. We talked about the fact that the power that you have really is an internal power. It's an inside job. And so even if other people are throwing stuff at you, the way that you respond is all on you. And so the more that you practice, the more tools that you recognize that you have, the more effective you will most likely be in being able to do that and not be worn out in doing your job. So that was today's office view. Tuesday, Integrative Wisdom, we talked about emotions, and we talked about the ability to be aware, to name the emotions that we have, not to stuff them down, not to pretend like they don't exist, also not to wallow or blow up, allow them to be blown up and out of proportion because you haven't tended to them, because you haven't given them the love and attention that they deserve. And so I brought the spiral shell, remember? And we talked about once you recognize you have a tool to be present to your emotion, then the next time that emotion comes, you'll be in the same spot, but you'll be higher up. So you have a little bit more clarity to look down and to see what your options are in that moment and how to best move forward so that you can be as effective as you can and practice self-care, right? So that was Integrative Wisdom on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we drew the Soul Catalyst card. It was the body card, Healthy Touch. So we talked about the idea of touch is critical to our well-being, and that especially during this time where people are isolated, how can you get that need fulfilled, and how important it really is to have an outlet for that, and also that there is such a thing as unhealthy touch. And so to be aware if you have taken a path that is not nourishing to this amazing body that you have. So that's for the week, Healthy Touch. And lastly, yesterday, we changed the name. Yay! So instead of being Integrative Wisdom, Elder Care Coaching and Consulting, we are now Integrative Wisdom, Elders Who Care. And the focus is going to shift a little bit with this change to all of those individuals who may be not even quite middle age. Of course, we don't really even think of ourselves as middle age, even when we are definitely middle age. But anyway, so that we begin to pay attention to and to look around and to see what we're contributing to the elders of our world, not the old folk. You know, we're going to get old in the sense of every day, pretty much every minute of every day. Yeah, we're getting older. But are we getting wiser? Are we becoming an elder, someone who has wisdom to impart? And I'm looking out at the world right now and I'm seeing all this angst and I'm seeing all this possibility to move and grow into a more potentially unified country if we can find the nuggets and the kernels that we can all agree on. And if we can, within that, um, be wise as we have the dialogue and the conversation, and to be kind as we have the dialogue and the conversation. And those are the things that might be missing right now. And so, how can we become examples of how to elder and how to be an elder who cares about the younger generation and the world going forward? But what I talked about, besides changing the name, was as we go forward, to test the assumptions that we've always carried with us, because the world is not going to go back. You know, we've had so much happen right now, which in some ways was predicted, was prophesized, whatever, and can only be good by bringing light to all the dark places. We had a lot of dark places as a collective. And so light is coming, but we don't want to add darkness to the light. We want to be the light. We want to be the light. And so testing our assumptions, knowing that just because I followed the rules, just because I took the path that everybody told me to take, I'm not safe. There's no security. There's no sure thing. So how do we move forward? What kind of person are we going to be as we move forward through this? As an elder. As an elder. Right? It's up to each one of us. So anyway, that was our week of June 22nd through the 26th. Again, it's Monday through Friday. I will be back again, as I've shared before. My dad would say, the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. I shall be back here on Monday to have more little nuggets and more things to think about, and hopefully some helpful hints. And again, as always, I love to hear from you, and please don't get caught up in the and get stuck. Let's move forward. Thanks a lot.